Hey friends, welcome back again. This is OSP Pro. Now again, this new video that I'm working you today on is much of Node.js modules. Now what's Node? What's a module? Or what's a module in Node.js? So let me consider this. Not let modules be the same as name as JavaScript. Now something that you're going to be using in your or you're going to include in your project. Right? So Node.js has got very many built-in modules that you can always come up with your project. Let me just try to break some of the modules around here and maybe yeah we talk about modules if possible or modules. So let me just try to break down and try to look into some of the modules we expect JavaScript to give, not just to give us like assert. Now assert I'm confusing it with the asset in C in the PHP. I'm talking of assert. So this provide a set of maybe assertion test, like you want to try to do some kind of assertion into a project and you want to do some test with it. There's another one called the buffer. Buffer measure that we use to handle binary data, like buffer is just for binary data. Get. There's another one called the crypto to handle open SSL or let me say cryptographic functions. You get? Yes, they tend to majorly handle the SSL. Then talk of the DNS, I said crypto. Then talk of this is I said this is major for SSL. Okay. So cryptography, maybe application or cryptography functions. Talk of DNS, this is just measured to handle the name server, so DNS of application. So it makes the DNS lookup and the resolution functions to handle your DNS when you're setting up a domain or something of that sort. And you maybe talk of the cluster. You may also later on look onto having a cluster in your application. So this is split a single node process into multiple processes. Maybe you've ever heard of something called maybe handlers, or maybe yeah, major handlers. There's another language there, forgetting it, but they call them bouncers. What? I'm forgetting the name a bit. Uh, it tends to handle your application independently. Like if you have several applications, you can handle it independently and does not make your application to go down. You get? So that's the main point or the main app behind you having a cluster. So you have very many applications and you want to handle it, so you definitely need a cluster to handle for you that, so that the application don't break down. Well, we also have different maybe like events. So this tends to handle for you events like you want to say maybe on click etc, something of that sort. It's very, very important. Then there's also something called SF. If maybe you've ever used the Go, you always might be seeing some FS something. This is to handle for the file system in simple term. Whenever you're going to deal with the file system, you'll have to go and find in there, which I'll actually go into most of these handles together. Then we have HTTPS. This measure for adding up the protocol in your application. So making up the Node.js act as an HTTP server in your application that later on we shall look onto that. And then talk of the OS, which is measured like the operating system. So this provides information about the operating system, maybe specific operating system you may be using on a given application. Then there's also something called the query string. So this to handle up the URL query, you get string that you'll be having up in your application. There are very, very many. There are very many. There's URL as well. This just to maybe to pass fuzzy URL data you get, or URL strings that you want to pass in there. And we also have maybe VM. This VM is very, very good, especially to compile the JavaScript codes in a virtual machine. You get? So in the simple terms, it's called VM virtual machine. So it compiles for all the JavaScript code into a virtual machine that can be executed up for you. There's another of this one via zlib, which is actually very good to compress or decompress up files. You get, maybe want to compress or decompress files. Now to save time, let's just link back into a previous part. How do you tend to handle some of these things? Let me just try to break this, showing you with this illustration of what we just had previously here that was running up in application. Now you can see actually here our application has been accessing up HTTP. This is creating a process server. So it does not matter that one now I'm creating up a server and I'm trying to also add the protocol. on the part of the SSL or to adding up the security. So that definitely launches up your application with the name of LAP of the one of the modules that I will simply say I've just broken down here. So if you need most of this help, I can request you to go to one of the open sites that I believe you can give you access to I think you can use W3 schools. I'm not marketing for them, but I'm just trying to break through where you can get to some of these resources. Maybe W3 data, I think they also have it. I also expect tutorials point should also be one of the sites that I expect to have something like that, and it's broken down very easily for you to come up with. So in simple terms, this gives you a good buffer look onto how JavaScript tends to work with Node.js and how you can build up from there to come up with a good working responsive and dynamic application using Node.js. So to create up your modules, this is also very, very important. You can create your own modules and easily include them into your application, which later we shall also look onto that. So maybe we can create a module, we have on server, then we look onto how it works. I will show you that in the next video. Thank you for watching this one. Thank you.